It is great to have you back here at Coin Lady channel. Dear everyone, the fact that less than 5% of the world's population is currently invested in cryptocurrencies is supposedly sad, but it's also indicative of our impending doom. Just think about the other 95% of the population when they experience FOMO, fear of missing out, on a major climax, he says, and most will know that bitcoins are the only legitimate cryptocurrency out there. With only roughly 22% of the population having put money into the stock market, I don't think it's fair to assume that most cryptocurrencies are frauds. Holy cow! Revenue from both retail and these types of establishments. Here you may see it. And governments and corporations, Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs, and today's film will mostly focus on Bitcoin, because it is now the king of cryptocurrencies, and all other cryptocurrencies follow its short-term price movements. Plus, a plethora of other things allow us to focus. Something is, to put it mildly, brewing, and I couldn't be more thrilled. Are you folks currently mentally ready to go down here? I'm up to date on the Hong Kong SPOC Bitcoin ETFs. At least one source has predicted a $25 billion inflow, and Gus is correct. It is our belief, and Eric shares it, that they will be fortunate to receive $500 million. For starters, there aren't any major players like BlackRock involved just yet, and the Hong Kong ETF market is quite small, only $50 billion, so local Chinese investors can't legally purchase them. Regardless, you all agree that this is a promising development. Since this merely indicates that the rest of the globe is becoming accustomed to cryptos, isn't it? Petrol will still exert pressure on buyers, even though the inflows won't be insanely high. Now for the big news. According to experts, China is expected to lift its ban on Bitcoin in the coming months. Oh, and in the next month's lesson, let's pretend once more that the lawsuit ends in a ban on Bitcoin in China, shall we? You could be wondering what the perfect storm would be like if the Federal Reserve lowered rates all at once and we start talking about these ETFs at this early stage, when we haven't even seen the other major wirehouses. Step up, everyone. You can observe the pump and dump behavior of the gold market in the shorter time frames, as well. During these dump periods, people typically run and claim that cryptos is dead, exactly like what is happening now. We must emerge from this consolidation period, otherwise, there's no reason to be enthusiastic. The following are the facts on the reasons behind the halt that refreshes one piece of Bitcoin. Since February, it has been consolidating. We need to break out of this range whenever we can, because that's when we'll see the major rise. However, in an uptrend, it often goes up, consolidates, goes up, and then goes up again. Settles down and then rises up again. A decline is the exact inverse, isn't it? You folks think that's cool. Therefore, it is likely to go up from here. For Bitcoin, that is. After that, there was the refreshment pause. To me, the fact that Ethereum is moving in the right direction is an optimistic signal. Pretty optimistic, Solana. You should look at these other coins, but this one is special. When the markets are completely restocked. Typically, the banana zone reaches its peak in the latter half of the year when that happens. And, you know, it's 25. Okay, so I've never heard of this before, but apparently there's something called the banana effect. Although in the years 2011, 2014, 2019, and 2022 there will be 300,000 bitcoins if this happens again. Who else referred to it as, guys, as a new peak, correct? Costs are not being raised by anyone. Because there will be a lot of liquidity when they flee at those price points, right? Because retail investors will be selling out while we buy in, is the only reason I see Bitcoin reaching greater levels. Just put yourself in their shoes. Alright, so 3 teach, not banana science, plain and simple. Take a look at this. What happens now if we stick to the patterns we saw in the prior cycles, starting with the fractal of preparation fractals? We're essentially in the same spot. We are essentially in the early stages of this frenzy. The banana effect is apparently the name for that. Do you agree? Exactly that, everyone. So, how do we reach 300,000? Did anyone else use that term? Are you asking about patterns or replays? But, what am I to believe will transpire, my friends? Is this what you think will transpire? This is how we ascend, isn't it? I have no idea how far it can go. However, black swan events will inevitably occur, no matter where they occur. Before we go higher, that will be the cooling off time. Such a spike is characteristic of the summer and autumn of the cryptocurrency market right now. Perhaps we will reach that level in 2025. Imagine these quiet moments as the final days of spring. This goddess is very enthralling. Spring is verdant. Our seasons are summer, autumn and winter. Do you agree? At the moment, we are in the summer season. Do you agree? And that is the norm, dudes, at this point. Just like that, it appears like a consolidation phase is taking place. When it hits the ground, that's when it goes boom. Is it something we're preparing for? I hope so. During the autumn, we travel to around the year 2025, and you're thinking, aha, maybe that fits with our theory, right? We go up like this, then we come back down like that, and then we rise like that. Oh, very lovely. Seems absolutely insane. But that seems utterly crazy. Crypto summer is typically the beginning of a season filled with exciting bubbles and interesting autumn markets. Intrigue fascinating. We might see that in a later video when he discusses the currencies with the men. But please, gentlemen, do not mess this up. I see. Make sure you don't botch this. Right now. For Bitcoin guys, we're currently in the consolidation phase. Keep in mind that when we're in a bull market, we tend to consolidate. When you see a pump, you'll see that it's doing the same thing. The same thing keeps happening. It's like climbing a stairway. So, after the consolidation is complete, we will go on to the next phase, but who knows, maybe something may happen to push us to new heights. This is the most exciting portion, so I hope you all like the film. Much obliged. Last night, authorities confiscated yet another NAC bank when it collapsed. The failure of Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, and First Republic occurred on March 23. Following the first sell-off, Bitcoin's value increased by 58% as investors recognized the benefits of a zero-party risk store in the face of systemic concerns. Greetings, everyone. We stand firm once more. Right now, in the springtime of 2023, Bitcoin soared 58%. This will happen when the banks fail. The recent failure of a bank has got everyone wondering if we will pump again. Why? On Friday, Fed Chair Jerome Powell will meet with the bank failure fetcher from March 10 to 24. It's inevitable that some banks will go under, but these aren't the major ones. Bitcoin enthusiasts should take heart from this, as the cryptocurrency is poised to experience a price surge similar to that which occurred during the last financial crisis. As ACS braces for the possible collapse of a major, storylines are once again beginning to take shape. Interesting, a Wall Street bank thinks the FTX probably won't do much to boost cryptocurrency prices. What makes gas so intriguing is that, according to this chart, the monthly candle for Bitcoin is just below the body high of the candle, which occurred shortly after the maximum compression, and the relative strength index is ready to break 70. I predict that the candlestick in the next 2 months will be as tall as the one in November 2020's, because these levels, or these conditions, have been the cause of the last 3 parabolic accelerations. You guys, November 2020 was right here. Alright, so that bullish candle is going to be absolutely bonkers. The video ends there. It would mean a lot to me if you could subscribe to my channel and rate it. Goodbye for now.